Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Scorpio in mid-January 2021. What's going on, Scorpio? How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. All right, guys, welcome to your mid-month reading. Hopefully everything is going swell with you guys. I hope that you're happy, safe, healthy, and secure at this time, Scorpio, wherever you are in the world. Please continue to take very good care of yourselves and each other. A little bit of a crazy world out there first couple weeks here in the States at least. But again, no matter what's going on, just, be mindful, take care of yourselves, be nice, make good choices, everything like that, okay? Let's just go ahead and get into it, guys. Anything you want from me, it's already in the description box. If you want a timestamp, it's down there. Information on how to order a personal reading is down there. And if you have questions before you place an order, go ahead and email me at the same address you see listed there. I'll answer as soon as I can. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, the link for that is down below as well, all right? Let's get you a story, Scorpio, for mid-January. Let's see what's shaking, okay? What are the mid-month messages for Scorpio in January 2021? Mid-month messages for Scorpio in January 21. All right. Knight of Cups, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Could be you. Could be dealing with another water sign or not at all. Eight of Wands, talk about it. And be about it. Eight of Pentacles right behind. So Knight of Cups, Eight of Wands, and Eight of Pentacles. Scorpio, I feel like these are a little bit more attached. Well, they're all attached, but there's something about this Knight of Cups coming out with, shortly followed by the Eight of Wands, where I feel there's a certain action or conversation that's weighing on your mind and your heart, or weighing on the mind or heart of someone else. I'm not sure who the Knight of Cups is just yet. We might clarify who that is. And, I just feel there's like a beating around the bush that comes with the Knight of Cups sometimes. A little bit of a dilly-dally type of energy, sort of like an embarrassment or like a shyness that can happen sometimes with the Knight of Cups, regardless of sign, regardless of gender, okay? But that's sort of the energy that I'm getting coming off of this card today, is like somebody has something to say, or they have a particular path or direction they want to head in, but there's like a bashfulness about it. There's an uncertainty about it. There's a delay in some cases, but I really think it's like, you kind of see it by the artwork on this card. It's kind of like, oh gosh, is she going to say yes to my promposal? Is she going to say yes to going out on a date? And maybe some of you are in that mindset or in that position at this time. Is he or she going to say yes if I ask them out on a date? Is he or she going to say yes if I ask them out to coffee, whatever it is? And it doesn't have to be romantic. I should have a disclaimer here, even though it's feeling that way. For some of you, this could be some type of invitation to like a business lunch. It doesn't have to be romantic. But there is sort of like this desire coming from the Knight of Cups that says, I want to go here and do this. I want to go there and say that. That comes, again, with the Eight of Wands right behind it. Swift action, swift communication. Having some type of goal. Like I'm getting from this Eight of Wands, it's like I'm imagining all those brooms and mops and everything as being like the traditional depiction of this card, like arrows flying through the air or wands flying through the air, right? And if you shoot off 8 wands at a time at one particular target, you're hoping that at least one or two of them is going to make contact, right? It's going to stick. So this could be multitude of conversations. Okay, that's possible, because Knight of Cups can be that. So if this was a dating scenario or even a business scenario, there could be many lines out in the water, many fishing lines in the water. Meaning, if you're dating, single, whatever your status is, or if you're searching for a job, or if you're looking for people to be employed by you, whatever, you're not likely chasing down one person or following up with one person. If you are interested in, if you're solo, dolo, or whatever your situation is, you don't have to be solo to be dating, but whatever your status is, there is a possibility that there are multiple people that you're interested in, or that are, if it's reverse Scorpio, you kind of already know that, but I'm taking this as, in many of your cases, Scorpio, you're the Knight of Cups. This is what it feels like primarily. In some cases, not many, but it'll be reversed. But whoever the Knight of Cups is, there is a little bit of a playing away. There is a little bit of a, like, as much as this kid on this card is like, eyeing up, or at least, putting on his best schmooze tactics for that one girl, it doesn't mean she's the only girl at the dance. It doesn't mean she's the only girl that he would be interested in. So there is this potential that you or someone you're dealing with is a little bit of a quote unquote player. All right. But again, that's not for everybody, but I'm just like feeling like these 8 of Wands shooting through the sky and going for one particular target. And if it sticks, it sticks. And if it doesn't, then we'll just shoot off another batch of 8, something like that. That's not for everybody. Okay. If it applies to your situation, you already know it. I feel like if that is you, who you are, your disposition. The 8 of Wands also, I think, because of what I was saying earlier, where a lot of times the Knight of Cups can be bashful, can be shy, can be a little slow in terms of actually taking action, right? The 8 of Wands is like that fire up under the butt that basically says, all right, it's now or never. Maybe that's kind of what this is. This could be a now or never kind of energy coming through for some of you. And again, it doesn't have to be specifically love or romantic or sexual or anything like that. For some of you, this is like having sat on a job offer, thank you, or financial opportunity. Could be reconciliation for a few of you with like an old friend or a colleague or a family member. So there's like this striking while the iron is hot. And the Knight of Cups traditionally is not the bravest knight, is not the most expedient knight. It usually takes his time, okay? And I only say he because there's a male there on the card. You could be a female, and that's totally your message, okay? So no gender, and unless I'm talking specifically to you, don't even pay too much attention to the signs. But if it resonates for you that way, go ahead and do it. 8 of Pentacles on the other side. Again, I feel like this kind of came out as the next step. So after we make contact, after the job offer is taken, or after the asking out on the date, hey, let's go hang out, let's split a pizza, whatever. After that happens, here's what has to happen next. There has to be some type of practicality put behind it. There has to be actual work put behind it. So, and I mean, that makes sense again for those where this is like a job offer or an opportunity in your financial sector. If I'm going to be offered a job, I have to show up. If I'm going to extend a job to somebody, they have to come to the office or they have to make contact with me, and we have to get the ball rolling on certain things. And traditionally speaking, 8 of Pentacles can talk about an apprenticeship or some type of position where you're learning the ropes and you're doing your due diligence and all that good stuff. So I think that applies pretty easily to those where it's in the career or financial sector. In terms of love, it's the same principle, but it's, of course, you don't get a paycheck at the end of 2 weeks every time you're, in a relationship with someone. So the outcome, what you're crafting, what you're working towards is a little less concrete, even though it should have some type of physical promise. Physical promise? What the hell does that mean? Oh, okay. Let's not waste our time. Exactly. Let's be practical about this. So if you're looking to hook up with someone one-on-one, or you're playing the field or they're playing the field or whatever, this is getting on the same page and agreeing to the matter at hand. What is going on here? There's a lot of, okay, like if this woman was like, I'm in the construction business. Well, baby, you need to put those paintbrushes down, because your little artisan plates is not really how you go about it. Or if this woman's like, I'm studying to be a neurosurgeon. Not to say, you can't have a hobby, sure. But there has to be an alignment with the action. Just because you want something to be a neurosurgeon, I'm just being, hyperbolic with this example. If you want to be a neurosurgeon, you can't spend a lot of time painting little plates for fun. You have to put in actual work. You have to put in actual study. You have to be dedicated to that outcome. So if we are talking business, love, reconciliation with family or friends or otherwise, it has to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, it's not going to go forward. Okay? What are the additional messages here for Scorpio, please? She's like freaking me out now that I'm looking down at this 8 of Pentacles, like how she's like kind of staring, like, am I doing a good job? So maybe somebody's looking for recognition in this scenario, or eventually there's going to be like, that applies specifically to the job or something in that realm where someone's like wanting to be rewarded for doing their job. And I mean, I don't know, maybe it's like contract work, maybe it's, you know, like per diem or something like that, but that's not how per diem works, I don't think. And I wasn't fully in that energy because I'm still lingering over this Eight of Pentacles, so I don't even know what the hell that was. I just flipped back over. Yeah, I feel like somebody here like wants to be rewarded and wants to be like pat on the head. Yo, you're doing such a great. Maybe okay, it could be. It could. Okay, let's pull that back a little bit. It may not be I want to be rewarded or anything like that. It just like it could be nerves. Like when oftentimes when people get hired at a new place, they're very nervous about if they're fitting in, if they're meeting their goals, if people like them, if people want to work with them, are they coming off too harsh? Are they coming off as too passive? Like there's like this grade me as I go kind of energy so I can properly know whether I made a good choice. Okay, maybe that's it. Wanting to make sure that this choice was good. Interesting. Okay, so what are the additional messages for Scorpio, please? Additional messages for Scorpio regarding this story. Ten of Wands, burden, tiresome. Ooh. And the Devil. Okay. Huh. This is stressful. Somehow this is turning into something that's stressful. Or it's been stressful the whole time. But this is burdensome, this is stressful. What else? For Scorpio, please. And the Ace of Cups. Okay. So, all right. So that's a little bit of a turn. A little bit of a turn. Scorpio, in some of your cases, you are leaving one stressful thing or one burdensome situation, work, private life, home life, friendship circles, what have you. Stressful, having obligation and ties to it, possible addiction problems or obsessions, compulsions tied into that with the Devil card coming out in the middle there. But on the other side is like this potentiality. On the other side of trouble is this potential for something new, exciting, refreshing, reviving, more something. We'll get there because I think this is the hurdle. And again, I'm feeling like these two are aligned and this one is sort of separate, you know, so there's sort of a division, you know, a nice little line of division through your reading, Scorpio. Ten of Wands. Some of you overworked. All right. So maybe this is contextual, or maybe this is like what you're doing in this moment or what your recent past has been about, feeling overworked, feeling burdened, perhaps in a domestic space. I mean, this whole deck is very domestic, this whole Housewives Tarot deck. But some of you might have an overly stressed home life and you go to work for a reprieve, you go to work to get rest, or vice versa. Your work life is just too much to bear, and coming home or doing extracurricular activities, hobbies and things like that, like I said up here, painting on plates, maybe that's how you find your stress relief. Regardless, I feel that this Ten of Wands, tens in tarot are a culmination point. It's like legit the passing of the baton, or the opening of a door and then the closing of a door and the opening of a window, right? It's like a simultaneous action. We put down the burden and then we pick up with a one or an ace elsewhere, okay? So I feel as though you're in a transitionary period. It feels as though like that. Maybe not as pleasant because the Devil's right next to it. So I feel there is some hiccup to that sigh. You know, it's not as clear and, like I said, as pleasant as maybe I sounded a second ago. But there is sort of this like, okay, I'm done with this. Whatever the stress and burden was, I'm done with this. Now, plugging this back up to what's above it, maybe some of you are putting an end to this Knight of Cups behavior or phase in your life. Some of you are hanging up your hoe hat, no offense, with that word. And it applies to males just as much as females. And I'm being facetious with you guys. I'm joking with you guys because I don't really care what you do. And I don't disparage anyone like that in my life. In fact, whatever, I'm not going to get into it. But it feels as though hanging up more immature, can't even talk. Hanging up energy that wasn't the most mature. Thank you. Knights, they're a little bit above a page. Pages are the most immature in terms of court cards in tarot: page, knight, queen, king, right? So some of you are trying to put an end to this dawdling around, this immature, I've got 3 or 4 dates lined up within a week. Now you're like focusing again, shooting those 8 arrows at one target. It could be that way. It could be the opposite way. Okay, so remember I said you're shooting 8 hours and whatever sticks, sticks. So it's like you've got a line here, you've got a line here, you've got somebody texting over here, you got somebody in your DMs over here, blah, 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 blah. You're feeding multiple lines, right? You've got multiple hooks in the water, yeah? It could be you're condensing that down. That could be what it is instead for some of you. Not for everybody, of course. But I do feel even if it's not an end to that behavior outright, there is sort of an end to that mindset or that gotta be honest, it's like this is like I feel this Knight of Cups energy was overcompensating or compensating, period, in some type of way, trying, literally going back just to the visual, this is like a prep school looking kid or like a Catholic school looking kid or something like that, dressed up in the suit, trying his best to impress the girl that he has a crush on or whatever, right? And so there's sort of like this trying to play like an adult, trying to perform like an adult would perform. I'm assuming that's not champagne. I'm going to assume that's like sparkling wine, So there's like this need to grow up and knowing that the need is there. So the 10 of Wands is ready to put down that burden of immaturity, that burden of insecurity. Again, the whole, what do I do? And I don't know if he or she's going to accept, or I don't know if I should accept these offers. And just like that lack of confidence, that uncertainty, just deading that, okay? Through swift action and dedicated practice. And showing up some way in a physical, tangible way. That's very important. I don't know how though, but that's very important. 10 of Wands, done with that. Now, I feel the barrier here is hard to kick old habits, right? Devil energy. Major Arcana for Capricorn. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, but you don't have to be. It's hard to kick old habits. I mean, look what's on there. We've got cigarettes called Vice. We've got imitation meat called Spork, okay? So there's something about the nature of this person. Could be someone you're dealing with. It doesn't have to be you, Scorpio, okay? But old habits are hard to kick, okay? So this literally could be trying to get over an addiction. This literally could be trying to get over an ex or trying to get over a relationship, with a family member or a friend that is toxic, because that's another thing that the devil can represent is toxicity and obligation and feeling tied to things that are not healthy for you. People, attitudes, behaviors, what have you. So it's a litany of things. It's an endless possibility of what the devil is. And I feel that's a barrier to actually being able to step away and finally let it go. Yeah. But again, I told you there's like a little barrier here. There's something that it's something that doesn't exist physically on this table, but there's on the other side of this delayed departure or vexed, difficult, what is this? Disengaging, right? Decoupling is another word that they're giving me. There's this potential to have something else or to start something over again. There's a potential to have... Judgment, bottom of the deck, as I picked it up. There's a chance for some of you to have something again. Now, for many of you, that's going to come... it's going to come differently for all of you. But I feel this Ace of Cups and the Judgment being on the bottom just like that. Scorpio, I think for some of you, this is going to be a struggle because you've never done this before. If you've had an addiction or a fixation or a compulsion for the better part of your life, alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, sex, spending habits, you can be addicted and be compulsory and have impulse control problems or something like that. Or you could have anger issue problems, whatever. There's a certain way or function or person or situation or substance that you're so used to having. And to let it go would be to be something completely different, to be a totally different person, to be able to function is sort of like unknown to you. How can I get by without that? There's that doom, that dread is here, over here, all over here. How you get to the other side, that is here in this unknown space that has been created on my table, right? So let's find that out, because I mean, the Ace of Cups I think is pretty plain. I didn't show it to you, but let me go ahead and quickly show it to you. So I think the Ace of Cups is super plain. It's plain to see. It's, first of all, oh, that's a very good, I mean, there's nothing in it, but I see potentiality when I see this card. I'm one of those people where the glass is half full. You know, I see the potential for more. I don't see things that are missing. You know, is the glass half empty or half full? It's half full. You know, why would it be half empty? Because innately the glass or the cup is empty, right? So obviously it would be half full, because that's not how cups come or glasses come. You don't buy them on the shelf full of liquid. You buy them empty. So clearly it's, anyway, that's just my brain. That's how I view the whenever that question is posed to me, I've always said it's full. Okay. But in this sense, it's empty, right? So there's only the potential to make it full. There's only the potential to put into this whatever you wish, right? If you want to put 1 drop of liquid in there, that's your prerogative. If you want to fill this cup until it's overflowing and spilling onto the floor, that's also your prerogative. It's your choice. So, but it's not going to happen without some type of input or some type of intention on your part, their part, whoever's part, right? But I want to know what's going on with this blank space that I've never really encountered in a reading before. So let's see. What is the blank space about? What is the barrier here in Scorpio's reading? And then we're going to end. I think we'll get 2 cards on the barrier. That feels good. So give me 2 that explains the barrier for Scorpio between the potentials, or the potential of the Ace of Cups and the potential of the Eight of Pentacles. What is the barrier for Scorpio, please? What's the barrier? All right, so 5 of Cups up top. And the 2, yes, perfect. All right, not perfect in like it's good, but perfect as in it makes complete sense. So up top, the barrier is that emotional, not knowing how to deal with disappointment. Possibly, going back to what I said earlier about the Knight of Cups, not knowing how to deal with rejection. So, that would make sense, because the 2 of Wands is right down there. Absolutely. So, in the case where some of you are being presented with a proposal, or you want to go forward with some type of proposal, proposition, offer, right? The fear of rejection, the fear of getting egg on your face, the fear of having a drink spilled over your head and ruining your cocktail dress prevents you from moving forward. There's a chance that we could lose here. There's a chance that we could be embarrassed. There's a chance that we could be disappointed, hurt, rejected again. So the fear of the potential of rejection is enough to stop you from the potential of success. What? To me, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it does make sense, because I'm not perfect. I struggle with that too. But usually I'm able to get over it, or I move on to something else. But I feel your energy is very hardwired to this right now. You know, there's something in your life, Scorpio, that is it's fluctuating. You could be fluctuating. This could be about your spiritual journey. You've got a few cards of Wands here. So for some of you, this could be an awakening of some type. And you might be becoming aware of yourself, your circumstances, your journey, and it does require some type of action, 2 of Wands, some type of decision making. You have to decide, is it left, is it right? Is it up, is it down? Am I in, am I out? Right? That, you can't get the Ace of Cups until you make a decision. You can't get the Ace of Cups until we let go of burden. You can't get the Ace of Cups until at least you acknowledge the devil in the room. You know, the elephant in the room, the devil in the room. Is the devil in the room your addiction? Is the devil in the room your own self-doubt? Is the devil in the room another person, a job? What is it? And once you identify, then you can take action. But you fear, I'm really getting a lot of fear off of this Five of Cups. You fear what could happen if it doesn't work out. You fear what can happen if it doesn't meet your expectations. Fair enough. Everybody goes through that. But don't let the fear paralyze you. That is a problem here. So, I'll just get you one card of advice on this whole situation, and then we're going to wrap up your reading, okay? So one card of advice for Scorpio. What is the card of advice for Scorpio? One card of advice for Scorpio in this situation, please. I think I know what that was. Yep. Ugh, I hate looking at this card. It's there's like a couple of cards in this deck that I think are not nice looking. But Six of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is about fairness. This is about give and take. Your advice is to be mindful of that. Now look, this little kid dressed up like a devil character. Oh God, they're going to make me say it. I'm going to say it, but I'll explain myself. And the devil came out. The major arcana devil came out. Now, there's a child dressed up in a devil costume. No offense. No offense, Scorpio. But a child, your child, someone else's child, young children, period, could be something, could contribute to your fear, could contribute to what holds you back, could contribute to you feeling restricted, because that's another innate understanding of the devil card, is beyond obsessions, compulsions, and addictions. It also, and toxicity, it also is what binds us, what constricts us, what keeps us held to on a leash, right? And it could be your child or your children. And no disrespect, first of all, I'm not a parent, so, you know, take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt. But I just can't understand, to a certain extent, how that could be possible. Because that creates an unhealthy bond, or that creates an unhealthy expectation of self and others. You know, and again, not a parent, don't know what I would do in the same situation. But I feel for some of you, the child or the presence of children or the aspect of child, something is here because the kid came out dressed in a devil's costume. That's the only reason I'm saying this at this moment. More about the Six of Pentacles as your advice. Again, give and take. So maybe, I think I mentioned this, might have been for your reading several months ago. Don't quote me on that. But I feel like I mentioned sometime in the fall or late summer, maybe last year, in some reading I did, where a parent wants to be out in the world dating and connecting with people as a divorcee or as a widow or a widower or something like that. They're no longer with the other parent who created the child, right? But because of this concern of how the kid would feel, this person was sacrificing their dating life. I don't know if that was, again, don't quote me. It could have been a Scorpio reading, could have been a freaking Taurus reading. I have no idea. But I feel there's something here where Six of Pentacles, give and take. What is equal? What is balanced? What is fair? Right? What can we, not tit for tat, but you know, there's something about making sure you have enough on your plate, making sure you have enough for yourself, and not being afraid to take certain risks. It's something, it's all kind of convoluted and it's all mixed in here together. Sort of like that nasty bowl of candy and treats. Candy corn, cookies and brownies and a slice of pie. What is that? But it's like that. It's sort of like a hodgepodge of things here that needs to be sorted out, that needs to be seen honestly, clearly, and in as much balance as you can muster. If you are at the mercy of another person, a situation, your own addictions, your own pitfalls, your own shortfalls, we need to get clear of that. We need to get that into proper perspective, okay? You do with that what you will, okay? We're going to end it here. Scorpio, that is your reading for mid-January. If you liked it, like buttons down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. Drop a comment if it resonated. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, okay? Scorpio, I'll be back soon with those February readings. I might do some clever little things coming up. I'm not sure. I'm toying with the idea. But if you're subscribed, you'll be the first to notice. But anyway, I'll see you soon, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.